Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, or hello. It's nice to have you here if it's your first time joining me here at See the Counsellor. So today's video comes from a subscriber who requested that I talk about this topic. Clen421, thank you for asking this question. So today I'm going to be talking about how to manage academic failure, but also applied to university applications and job applications as well, because yeah, we all experience it at some point in our lives. So I thought this was an excellent question to answer and to make into a video. First of all, allow yourself to feel whatever you're feeling. Whether that's you're feeling low, you're feeling anger, frustration, you're pissed, you're confused, you're worried, you're stressed. Let yourself feel whatever it is that you're feeling, because you're human and it's normal and it's expected, right? Don't deny yourself the opportunity to feel and to just dwell in whatever you're feeling in for a while. We know it's not a good idea to bottle in your emotions. We know it's not good to hold in feelings. Let yourself feel it, whether it's for a few days or a few hours or whatever works for you. Let yourself, cry a little bit if you feel like crying. You have every right to feel disappointed. So if you need to cry, let a few tears out as well. I mean, it would be quite odd if you got such disappointing news, such bad news, and you didn't feel sad. It's normal to feel disappointed when you had such high expectations. You were expecting positive news, especially when you feel like you did so well in your assignment, or you feel like you were right for the job or whatever else. It's normal to feel disappointed. So let yourself feel whatever you're feeling and sit in it for a few days if you need to. Secondly, once you've allowed yourself to feel whatever it is that you're feeling, the next step is to think about what to do next. Have some sort of action plan. Start thinking about, okay, I can't dwell in my sadness forever. I can't stay angry forever. I can't stay confused forever. You have to eventually pick yourself back up and start thinking about, what do I do next and how do I bounce back, essentially. So some things to consider. Do I need to book an appointment with my lecturer, the person who assigned me this essay? Do I need to update my CV? Do I need to reapply? And if I need to reapply for this job or for this university, what's the deadline? Is there a limit on how many times I can reapply? And if I'm going to reapply, what do I need to change? What should I change? Do I have enough feedback? Is there somebody that I can ask for feedback if I didn't receive feedback? Especially with some jobs, they won't provide feedback. So see if you can find somebody to ask for feedback. Or if it's a CV, go to somebody who might have a bit more knowledge. And I have a video on this which you can watch and will be linked in the description box below. And if you're resubmitting an assignment, when is the resit deadline? Know these things and start thinking of a plan and how to manage your next steps. If it's a university application, what was wrong with your application? Was it that you didn't have enough experience? Was it your personal statement? Talk to somebody, look for someone who's done it before, who's done it well, and get some advice from people who have achieved the level that you're trying to reach. Thirdly, give yourself time and also learn from your mistakes. So now that you've got an action plan, give yourself enough time to do it and to get it done on time, because I'm sure you'll be working towards a deadline of some sort, or there'll be a deadline where you have to resubmit, or you have to apply for the job again, or the deadline before all the applications are closed. So make sure you know and you give yourself enough time to that deadline to be able to do what you need to do. So whether that's updating your CV or improving your personal statement or rewriting the assignment, create a well-timed schedule that you will stick to and that is realistic. So use the feedback that you got, have a look at what went wrong and learn from those mistakes. Don't repeat the same mistakes again. And to avoid rushing yourself, like I said, create a schedule. So if you're rewriting your assignment or you're writing a new assignment, maybe schedule yourself to write 300 words a day, 400 words a day, depending on how big your assignment is. Or you could maybe say, I have 2 days to plan and do my research for the assignment, and then I'm going to give myself 9 days to write the rest of the assignment. So schedule whatever works for you, but just get it done, because the last thing you want to do is leave it until the last minute. You don't want to rush yourself, because you're more likely to make mistakes because you're doing things last minute. So give yourself time and plan that time well. So make sure you've booked that appointment with your lecturer ahead of time if it's for your assignment and you want to meet with them and talk about it. If it's for a job or a university application, then also find out the information that you need to find out. Email the people you need to email. If emails are taking too long, call someone and get the answers that you need so you can get a move on. So the next thing to do is, once you have finished either rewriting your assignment or updating your CV or improving your job application or redoing your personal statement for your university application, whatever it may be, Now take the time to check it over, which is why it's important to give yourself enough time to do it. So compare your essay with your previous one, compare it with the feedback that you've been given, and even use Grammarly if you need to, just to make sure that it's really up to par and there's little to no chance of failing your resit. So do that. And with your CV, check that it matches the job description and that you have things within the job description in your CV, so that increases your chances of getting accepted. And your personal statement, get somebody else to read it over. Even your assignment, get somebody else to look at it, somebody who knows CVs, or someone in your family or one of your friends to read over whatever it is that you've written, whether it's your CV, your personal statement, or your university application, whatever it might be. Get somebody else to have a look at it with fresh eyes, because they might offer an insight which you might not have. And especially for failed assignments, ensure that you refer to the feedback and you ensure that you have done every single thing which was told to you in your feedback, because no matter what, they can't say that you didn't do what they asked you to do. So make sure you look at the feedback, whether it's the notes, whether it was from the meeting. Ensure that you've included those things and you've made those changes especially. So another thing which is really important to do in this time when you're managing academic failure, or when you're just managing failures in this kind of scenario in general, is to manage and regulate your emotions. It's really difficult. Sometimes you're going to feel really hopeless. You're going to feel a bit silly. You might feel a bit stupid, like, oh, well, I wasn't smart enough to get it right the first time, or what did I do wrong? It must be my fault, or I'm not good enough. Lots of negative thoughts might be running through your mind. You might feel anxious. You might feel imposter syndrome. You might feel like there's no point in trying. But you really have to regulate your emotions. Try not to allow yourself to fall into a state of depression or being overly anxious and feeling like you can't do it again, or you shouldn't do it again, or holding yourself back really. And don't allow fear to take over. Like, don't allow the negative emotions to take over, because the negative emotions will be there, and we know misery loves company. So try to fight those negative emotions, regulate them as much as possible, and lean on the people around you if you can. Find somebody to lean on, or at least indulge in the things that make you feel good. Watching your favorite TV shows, going to the gym, being in the sun, or if it means going to a different environment that cheers you up, or being around friends and family, do something that will keep you in a good headspace while you are working on either your visa or your job application, or whatever it might be, and dealing with this disappointment. Try and stay relaxed. Try and do things ahead of time so that you can stay motivated and you're not doing things last minute and you're not stressed and overwhelmed. Because one thing I know, my nerves were through the roof as I was hitting the submit button for my assignment. I was like, am I even gonna pass? Like, I either did really well or I did really bad this time around, and there was no in between. There was no, like, I was just like, I don't know. And when I got the results back, I was even more scared than when I sent them off. So I know how it feels, and I really trust that you'll be able to get through this. And I really just want you to remember one thing. If there's anything you're going to take away from this video, is remember that there is a difference between being a failure and failing at something. And just because you didn't get this one thing, it does not make you a failure. It just means that you're a human being who failed at something, and it's an opportunity for you to learn and to try again. So you are not a failure, remember that, and please hold on to those words and remember that. So if you're working on perfecting your CV or you're applying for uni, I have a video on how to write the perfect CV featuring an expert recruiter. I also have a video on how to write the perfect personal statement, so you can also watch that at the end of this video. And I will see you in either one of those videos. Good luck, you've got this. Remember, you're not a failure. I'll see you. Bye.